Story of Ravenshade Vale.
They said Ravenshade Vale was a place where the night never truly ended. Even at noon, the sky over the valley stayed dim, as if the sun had grown weary of shining there. Travelers avoided its winding roads, and villagers spoke of it only in whispers.
But for Ilar Wynn, curiosity had always been stronger than fear. She came to the vale at dusk,
Guided by the faint shimmer of lanterns that hung from crooked iron posts, each flame flickered blue, their light bending strangely against the mist.
Her map marked an old manor at the heart of the Vale, Ravenshade Manor, where, legend claimed, time itself stood still.
The closer Illyra walked, the quieter the world became. Even her footsteps seemed swallowed by the fog.
Then, from somewhere unseen,
came the low call of a ravenous sound so sharp it sliced through the silence. Moments later, another answered it.
And then a third, until the air trembled with wings. Ilar clutched her satchel,
remembering the warning given to her at the last inn, when the ravens cry, "Keep walking, do not look up." But the sound grew unbearable, echoing all around her.
She looked up anyway. Above her, hundreds of ravens circled in slow,
spiraling patterns, forming shapes that shimmered faintly runes, perhaps, or a language long forgotten.
Then, as if commanded, they scattered, revealing the outline of the manor ahead.
Ravenshade Manor was enormous,
its walls blanketed in ivy that passed faintly with light.
The great doors creaked open on their own. Inside, the air smelled of rain and dust,
and portraits lined the walls, each depicting a person whose eyes glimmered with uncanny life.
As Ilara stepped closer to one of them, she gasped. The woman in the painting wore the same cloak she did. The brushstrokes shimmered faintly,
and the woman's painted lips curved into a smile.
A voice echoed softly from behind her. "You came back, then?" Ilara spun around, but no one stood there. The air rippled, and shadows gathered in the corners.
When she turned back to the portrait, it was no longer of a stranger.
It was her.
The lanterns along the hall flared to life, one by one,
and the portraits began to whisper, hundreds of voices murmuring the same words.
"Stay with us."
Ilara tried to run, but the floor shifted beneath her, becoming soft like water.
The fog poured in through the windows, curling around her ankles, rising higher. She struggled to move, but her reflection on the polished floor stared back smiling calmly, though she herself was trembling. The last thing she felt was the brush of feathers on her shoulder and a voice
whispering in her ear, almost kind. "Every story needs a keeper."
When dawn came, the manor stood quiet once more. A new portrait hung in the hall, a young woman with curious eyes and a blue lantern glowing softly beside her name.
Ilara Wynn, keeper of Ravenshade Vale.